Heavy fighting continues on Kupiansk, Lyman, Bakhmut, Avdiivka and Marinka fronts. 27 combat engagements have occurred during the day. Source: report by the General Staff of Ukraine's Armed Forces. Details: during the day, Russian invaders launched a missile strike on the territory of Ukraine, using 17 cruise and 2 ballistic missiles. As a result of combat work by the Air Defense Forces and means of the Air Forces, 9 cruise missiles were destroyed. In addition, Russia launched 26 airstrikes and carried out 35 attacks from multiple launch rocket systems at the positions of Ukrainian troops and settlements. There are civilian casualties, residential buildings, religious buildings and other civilian infrastructure were destroyed. Russia continues concentrating its main efforts on Kupiansk, Lyman, Bakhmut, Avdiivka and Marinka fronts. Heavy fighting continues. During the day, 27 combat engagements have taken place. On the Volyn and Polishcha fronts, the operational situation has not changed significantly. There were no signs of forming any offensive groups. Certain units of the Belarusian armed forces perform tasks in the areas bordering Ukraine. On Severshchina and Slobozhenshchina fronts, Russia maintains a military presence. Russia launched an airstrike near Pavlivka, Sumy Oblast. Russia carried out mortar and artillery attacks on more than 15 settlements, in particular Timonovichi, Chernihiv Oblast, Saradina Buda, Uroidi, Unikivka, Sumy Oblast and Kazaka Lopan, Budarki, Veterinar, Kharkiv Oblast. On the Kupiansk front, Ukrainian soldiers are steadfastly holding the defense. Russia launched an airstrike near Kucherivka, Kharkiv Oblast. Artillery and mortar attacks were carried out in Fyholivka, Novomlinsk, Vorokna and Kyslivka, Kharkiv Oblast. On the Lyman front, Russia conducted unsuccessful offensive operations in the area of Torsky, Donetsk Oblast. Russia launched an airstrike near the Serebryanka forest in Donetsk Oblast. The settlements of Nevsky, Bilohorivka, Luhansk Oblast and Torsky, Verkhnekamiansk, Spern and Rozdalivka, Donetsk Oblast, were attacked by artillery. On the Bakhmut front, under heavy Russian artillery fire, Ukrainian defenders successfully repelled attacks in the areas of Bodanivka, Klishivka in northeast of Orikovo-Vasilivka, Donetsk Oblast. More than 10 settlements were affected by Russian artillery attacks, including Bodanivka, Ivanovsky, Druzhba and New York in Donetsk Oblast. On the Avdiivka front, under heavy Russian air and artillery fire, Ukrainian defenders successfully repelled attacks by Russian troops near Avdiivka and Nevelsky. At the same time, Russia carried out artillery attacks on more than 10 settlements, particularly Avdiivka, Karlivka and Nevelsky in Donetsk Oblast. On the Marinka front, the defense forces continue to restrain the offensive of Russian troops in the areas of Krasnohorivka and Marinka. Russia attacked more than 10 settlements, including Krasnohorivka, Katerinivka, Marinka, and Pobeda, Donetsk Oblast. On the Shakhtarsk front, Russia conducted unsuccessful offensive operations in the area of Novomikhailivka and launched an air strike near Blahodatna, Donetsk Oblast. Russia attacked more than 15 settlements, including Zolotaniva, Prekostivka, Viledar, and Blahodatna, in Donetsk Oblast. On the Zaporizhia and Kherson fronts, Russia focuses its main efforts on preventing further advance of Ukrainian troops. Russia failed to restore its lost position in the Pryun district, Zaporizhia Oblast. Russia carried out airstrikes in the areas of Malotokmichka and Novodanilivka, Zaporizhia Oblast, and Antonivka, Kherson Oblast. More than 25 settlements were subjected to artillery attacks, including Novodarivka, Huliaipol, Huliaipilsky, Novoandriivka, and Stepo, Zaporizhia Oblast, Malinka and Kamiansk, Dnepropetrovsk Oblast, Antonivka, Havrilivka, Novoborislav, and Respublikanets, Kherson Oblast, the city of Kherson, and Yaselka, Mykolaiv Oblast. At the same time, the defense forces of Ukraine continue to conduct an offensive operation on the Melitopol and Berdyansk fronts, gaining a foothold on the reclaimed territories, inflicting fire damage with artillery on detected Russian targets, and carrying out counter-battery warfare measures. Russian invaders continue to rob civilians, appropriating the grain harvest of Ukrainian civilians. Thus, in the village of Pryshyby, Zaporizhia Oblast, Russian invaders used diesel locomotives to export many freight cars with various types of grain crops from the territory of an agricultural business. Aviation of the Defend SE forces carried out 3 strikes on the areas of concentration of Russian personnel, weapons and military equipment during the day. Additionally, the Ukrainian defenders destroyed 4 tactical reconnaissance UAVs. Units of rocket forces and artillery hit 1 area of concentration of Russian manpower, weapons and military equipment, 5 artillery systems in firing positions, 1 command post, 1 air defense system and 1 enemy electronic warfare station during the day. General Staff: Ukrainian troops fight in 27 clashes with Russian army. The General Staff of Ukraine's Armed Forces reported on July 23 that 27 military engagements with Russian troops had taken place over the past day. In total, Russia attacked Ukraine with 17 cruise missiles and 2 ballistic missiles, of which 9 missiles were destroyed by Ukrainian air defense, the General Staff said. It also carried out 26 air strikes and hit Ukraine 35 times with multiple rocket launchers, injuring civilians, according to the General Staff. On the night of July 22–23, a Russian missile attack significantly damaged the historic Transfiguration Cathedral in the southern Ukrainian city of Odessa. The heaviest fighting with Russian troops took place near Lyman, Bakhmut, Avdiivka, and Marinka in Donetsk Oblast, as well as in the Kupiansk direction in Kharkiv Oblast. During the day, Russia shelled 25 settlements in the Kherson, Mykolaiv, Zaporizhia and Dnipropetrovsk oblasts. At the same time, Ukraine's air defense hit 3 Russian manpower concentration areas and shot down 4 reconnaissance drones. The General Staff of Ukraine's Armed Forces reported on July 24 that Russia has lost 242,620 troops in Ukraine since Feb. 24, 2022. This number includes 660 casualties suffered by Russian forces over the past day.